Okay, greetings. All right, so I got a new system up here. Since I've used it before, we're trying it again. So, all right, all systems should be going now. All right, blessings, greetings. Thank you for joining us. This is Sunday night. So, I figure I'd go back into the feline energies, explore that a little bit more. I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube and all their shenanigans. But let's go to the avatar frequencies. Yeah, the human hybrids, the water energies. Of course, you have like the sea lion and other. Um, Basically, the felines are known to be on obviously not just land but also by sea. And you can say that's what the Avatar movie is kind of hinting about or exploring, however you want to look at it. So obviously, put a cat in water here, they go insane. So, well, because they're meant for land, because they can't control it either. So that's their kryptonite. Just for some, I think some enjoy it for sure. All right, make sure all systems go. Having got and also Rudolf Steiner, the mad occultist energies, uh, mad occultist. So I've heard about him here and there. I haven't really tapped into his. I don't think I've ever tapped into his energy before. So just going to kind of keep an open mind on this and just let him say whatever he wants to say. Not that anybody, some won't believe it and don't really care, but kind of let him say what he has to say and just roll with it and not worry too much about it. Yeah, it's like his energy is kind of calling out. But, there's just so many different perspectives. You can't make everybody happy. It's just the way it is. Especially a lot of our spiritual groups are becoming more like cult religious groups at this point. They might be connected to the aliens, but it's mostly like a galactic religion that's going on. Galactic religions on so many levels. So, and some are so dedicated to it's like their galactic connections are almost like how some are so into the Bible, like every word about the Bible is so and it's the same thing as going into more of the galactic mindset now. Like the secret space program, some are very religiously. It just has a lot of religious overtones. You can't get away from it. And also the Lost World, alien agendas. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. Yeah, there's no answers. Well, I mean, there's a lot of answers, but yeah, there's many questions. The answers aren't always going to answer everything. There's always different versions of Earth, the origins of the planet. You just kind of go with it. But it's like a lost world. Well, yeah, according to Scientology, of course, a lot of our religious groups or our spiritual religious groups or galactic religious groups are pretty much very similar. That's funny, like with Scientology, their mythology is there's like a planet out there that was like in the 1950s, and it was like ruled over, was it Xenu? I forgot what happened, but maybe he got mad at everybody. Anyway, he sent everybody to, I forgot what happened, but he sent everybody to our planet, our prison planet, and threw us all in volcanoes or something. I guess they took us in DC-8, threw us all in volcanoes, and our souls blew up on everybody. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, another episode of Twilight Zone. I guess you have to spend a couple $1,000,000 to get that knowledge. Lovely. But there are Scientology, it does have some good aspects, especially when people are being healed by it. So there is some positive there, but then they get manipulated and controlled and thrown into a death or a prison camp or something like that if you don't do what they want. So that's the tricky part about it. Yeah. Just the way it is, huh? All right, let's see here. It's been a while since I've used this. I think I know what I'm doing. All right. I think I'm somewhat know what I'm doing. Yep, it's been a while. Okay, so I'm talking comment private sessions. Yeah, the scheduler. Yeah, the shop here. I'm on the. I'm like I'm on the 22nd, I believe. We have the trip coming up next week. So I don't think the calendar has been booked, but yeah, this is. I'm not sure what this is saying, but anyway, we have what webinar coming up. Social network behind the scenes. Plane just flew by. It was pretty close. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think a plane just flew by. It was closer than usual. All right. It seems like all systems go. So yeah, I just started this new system or old system. I think it's a little bit. Yeah, we'll go with it. This has some good features about it. The other one does not. Yeah, they're all nothing's perfect. So the avatar energy is the feline hybrid frequencies. Yeah, just have to, like, once again, take your own point of view of it. But Avatar is coming out, I think next week. So if you want to tap into it one more time, actually, I was going to connect it to Zetas, but I guess that Rudolf Steiner is kind of like a Zeta being. So yeah, Rudolf Steiner, I'm not familiar with all his. I'm just going to let him come through. I feel like a lot of Egyptian energies. Of course, he talked about Atlantis, and I'm not sure if he's the first one that talked about Atlantis, at least in our modern time. But either way, he's an occultist, and some of the occult stuff is just basically theories. It's not a religious overtone like some are doing right now. They're definitely doing it. And right now, people are joining spiritual groups, and I think they're getting away from religion. And he just walked into a spiritual religion, an alien religion, basically, and not even know it. So, yeah, more power to you on that one. So, yeah, so many are against religion and all of that, but yet they join a religious group that just talks about aliens now. So go from one to the other. Whatever works for you. It's just like this is called energy. It just can't seem to let go. So the mystery that might not ever be solved. Yeah, people, I don't know, they think, and they've thought about this for thousands of years too, that we're coming out of it. We're going to go to the ascension. We're all evolving. We're doing this. We're doing that. Nothing really changes. It's the same conversations. So you just have to catch it. That's all. It's okay to do whatever you want, but diagnose reality the best of you can. Yeah, someone trying to punch a hole in this reality and they don't get anywhere. And you feel like they're not getting answers that they're looking for, but you can hit your limitations too. I don't know. I guess it's learning. I guess. Or just ignorance, whatever comes first. So, okay. All right. We're going to the avatar energies. Rudolf and the Lost World. Basically just whatever the alien beings have to say about that. All right. Blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the Avatar Navi, as you call them. There are, yes, realities. Of course, alien realities is very common for a human or a species to, take on an avatar, as it is in this story. And so the story of that, where a human or any species for that matter, kind of like a walk-in, like as a reptilian being, a Palladian being, whatever it might be. A reptilian being can, go into a human avatar, and when they enjoy that connection, they can link into it and become it in certain realities. So you are just seeing alien disclosure right in front of you, and some of you can start remembering it. Also, your secret space programs are connected to that energy too. It's on a galactic level. It's just that your world's not there yet. So it's always galactic conversations. Many of them are true. It's just humanity's just not there to experience it. And some get ahead of themselves. Yes, you have many alien cults that are coming together that some have good intentions, others just to suck and vampire the group. And the group isn't always aware of it, which is high magic. Which is happening. Yeah, your world, because it became so lost during its ancient times, it was easy for it to, you're wandering around, as you can see. As avatar frequencies, yes, you do take the feline feature. The feline, if this alien disclosure of the avatar being, it can be more reptilian, but you can say that can turn people off. The feline's a little bit more welcoming, not to everybody, of course, but the reptilian avatar beings can be a little bit heavy for society, at least for right now. Of course, there's also different alien beings, but the feline it just shows that how you're connected to, how we're connected to you in your past. The feline aspects here. The canine also, that would be another one. Of course, the canines are usually pretty down to earth, you can say, compared to the felines. A little more, yes, easier going. They don't really want to do a whole lot, depending on the canines. Usually, they're more laid back overall. Felines are similar to humans, as they're kind of workhorses. Some canines can be the same way, but usually it's a feline frequency. That's because you see felines sleep all the time, so they're working very heavily in astral. Of course, some of you cats are actually workaholics in the astral realm. Some of them are, not all of them. And canine all beings are also, but canines are just here to be with you in the physical form. Yes, they connect to astral to a certain level, but their main agenda is to help you here in the physical. They heal ailments, to actually heal diseases. So as you know, there are healers that go into your consciousness and remove blockages. If you to go more into yourself, will help you cross over when the time is right. Of course, cats do the same thing, but canine beings are, pretty much like your brothers and sisters. As you know, cats are sometimes like an aunt or a sister or somebody that you don't always have to connect to. Some of you understand, though, and many are still kind of distant for obvious reasons. Yes, I think some of you know. Well, even like with magician being or witches are known to have black cats and all. Well, because it synchronizes the frequencies, it sends it out stronger. But the avatar realms, yes, are like paradise, or our worlds, or Pandora, is it has a kind frequency to it, but it still has its darkness. The nature still has kind of a wildness connected to it, and that's what brought in a lot of, according to the story that you're being told, the human aspect that came in, because the nature has darkness within it, which calls in the human. So it shows that we have some darkness in our forests and in our nature that we have not quite healed. So it's a welcoming to invaders because we haven't learned how to heal that. But once again, it shows that we're getting closer more to your human aspect of yourself, what you're experiencing here. So you have an alien world that goes through a lot of darkness, as we just mentioned yesterday, and brings us closer to what you're going through. So there's many worlds that are going through a great amount of violence. And some of you actually already know, obviously, the secret space program realities. So you can be in the secret space program and have peace, but then others have war. And that war brings you here because your energy gets closer to the Earth's frequency. Blessings. Greetings, this is Rudolf. Even during my time, many had difficulties believing in the occult realms. Not that I really cared. I felt more at home into the supernatural, the unknown, as many of you do. So, without an agenda, just curiosity will help you grow. If you wish to go in that direction, just your own curiosity, your own research, your own intuition connections. And yes, many are getting pulled into the cult energies, the cultic groups, because a lot of them are lost. They don't know. They're not quite ready to go deep, but many of you are. So some of you that are researchers currently, which are, I believe, quite a few of you, you might not know that you're a researcher, but you actually are. We might dabble in it here and there, but it's still some version of that. And so you're pulling away from the cult type groups and connecting to your own energies, actually be turning yourself into a teacher, not even knowing it. And you have some teacher aspects of you that is very healing. So it's like you start with these cult like groups, not realizing what you're getting involved with, then you step away, then you connect to your own energy and you see yourself evolving, ascending on your own. And you might need a group connection there. That's quite all right. But it's basically what you feel is best. But basically, it's some do push the limits of others because they just don't know any better. They're trying to go into astral and trying to go too far and actually using people and not even realizing it. And it's just kind of asking the same questions, never get the right answer because sometimes there is no answer to your question, depending on what you're trying to do. If someone to go outside into the astral realm and not answer or understand this reality, so you're not always asking the right questions of understand the world that you're in. And some want to feel like they're smart too and not get anywhere, but that's on their journey. But basically, you're coming here to sharpen your skills. Find your place here, but yeah, find some kind of comfort, but also your knowledge. You might be on a world that you have difficulties with, but the idea is to get a little bit more comfortable. You're not going anywhere, so you might as well make it work for you while you're here. You might as well find some kind of joy while you're here. And if it's occultic knowledge, it's up to you, which many of you are going to that direction. You can't do your version of Earth, your version of the past, your version of the future. And yes, it can be confusing, but just follow your own sense of self. And you'll find what you need to find. Basically, you're adding fragments to yourself. So you can say you come here defragmented, and now you're putting yourself back together again. Humpty Dumpty is putting himself back together again. Because you come here kind of broken apart, right? You don't feel like you're connected, or you feel like you're. And that's part of how this world works. A soul incarnates, and it's kind of like it's pulled apart. And now you're putting your pieces back together again. But advancing itself, while you do that, you see how this world operates, see its world's mysteries. You might not understand it, not always supposed to. You're actually going deeper into the Earth's consciousness than you might realize. So many want to go into astral, go into the alien realms, which is fine, but it doesn't always going to bring satisfaction. Because remember, it's kind of like you're in a jail cell and you're reaching out and it's like, wow, the outside world looks so much better. But, even those that are in prison can become lawyers. They can find, they can find another aspect of themselves. And that's what you're doing here. So you're confined to this world for a reason. You don't have to look at it from a prison perspective, but it's like a schoolyard that has its fence up. So what do you do while you're here? You figure yourself out. You choose, though. There's not really a wrong way of going about it, but you're here to solve your own mystery, whatever it might be. And yeah, it's not always going to be clear. So you can go in this world completely lost. Not everyone can give you direction. I mean, they can help you lead you to the right way if you want to go. Sometimes you can mislead yourself. everybody's different. Well, you're not always meant to find. Well, you can find your exit. Somebody can help you find that. Your exit also be exit off this planet, just like that. So that's why some of you are careful about that. Well, yes, that would be nice, but sometimes then you end up if you go too soon, you have to come back here again. So yes, the right word can help you exit this world. Yes, I'm off this planet, but what did you accomplish here? It's like, wow, I didn't accomplish what I was. I have to go back now, don't I? So, might as well work with what you have now. Yes, and yeah, just yes, going with the flow of it, but finding spiritual fulfillment is very important. So those that join these cult groups or these spiritual groups are cultic actually. Yes, these galactic religions that are going on right now. Yeah, first off, a lot of it's just for connecting with others and not necessarily having to go deep into themselves. Not yet. Some aren't quite ready for that. But there's nothing wrong with this community. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's like, yeah, Mike head to this alien group. You don't understand half of what the hell you're here. But you have good, conversations about anything. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So that's what a lot of these alien groups are. Don't even realize it. They don't even look at it that way. Some do, most don't. Grace you. You say we are part of your lost world, you can say. While identifying ourselves too much. It's basically, yes, you can say we're kind of Anunnaki. We're not really that. We are a part of your origins. Let's put it that way. Yes, humans have a lot of alien gray energies in them. Well, grays are basically another version of you. Yes, but they removed a great deal. Yes, the emotions. They just became robotic. Yes, they're another version of Earth, but there are also other versions of planets. It's just a human experiment. You can say that went wrong, depending on what you mean by wrong. Everything's an experiment in the long run. Humans here are experiment. Obviously, you see your world here is like, you might hear about the grays, but then you see what humans are doing to themselves here. The humans are kind of like, disliked around the universe. Let's put it that way. Yes, if you had ships going around, obviously, if you're treating this world the way it's being treated now, the universe would be treated the same way. Like for some, it'll turn into a dumpster. Corporations will take over planets without a problem, obviously, and just ruin everything, take it for its resources, as it's doing here. Not to say all humans are bad, far from it, but this human race is showing that it's doesn't really care about anything. Well, some do, of course, but many have agendas that are just their morals are completely gone. So your planet, that's what you're having difficulties seeing or understanding. The morality of this planet is out the window. Not with everybody, but quite a few. Those that become in power, your royal families are quite humorous because they kind of know that they are kind of a hollow, creation. And they know that they can be swept under the rug. Not that they will be, because they're good PR for a country that is corrupt. So it's just your royal family is a lot of times, not always, a lot of it's just there to hide the corruption. So like the more superficial and fake it looks, the more corrupt the country is. Now, obviously in Africa, Gaddafi and all that, they don't really care. Well, Gaddafi went through a great deal, and there's a lot more going on with that. So yes, getting to the root of the world's problem. Yeah, the snake. It's not all reptilian, but it's it's just basically demonic humans here, your own race. You're here to heal the possession or the hijacking of humanity from the lower realms. To understand the lower realms, to heal them eventually, you have to understand what you're getting involved with to heal something like that. You don't just go heal it and all of a sudden it's better. It's just basically dark beings feel like they're more wiser than humanity. So it took over humanity. It's like, look all the people we possess, and what are you going to do about it? We're here to take your world back, as you can see. So the more you understand it, the better. The darker realms here are, you can say, more vicious than most planets, more vicious than actually your reptilian beings. Yeah, that's the lower astral here. As some of you have wisdom of that. But some of them still, they can't get over their darkness. They're just kind of get a high off. It's like darkness is candy for them. But some of you have actually ruled hell. And now you kind of got tired of that, or you're just teaching others how to release it. Others get addicted to darkness, as you can see. And you're here to heal that. So basically healing the human, but understanding what the human's going through. And you're getting some understanding of it, but connecting to your galactic beings is going to do it. Connecting to aliens and secret space is healing traumas, but that's not really the root of your world. It's understanding darker realms, which many are kind of afraid of. It's over their head. Connected to the higher vibrations, and that's fine, but the darker realms, the more that you understand it, the more it will be healed. You try to send it away and try to heal it completely, it won't work. But basically, it's kind of like connecting to your Agartha realms. It's like become more Agarthian. How about that? More fairy realms, more, because they deal with dark entities all the time, but they can see them. Like devil beings, they just show up and you just deal. Like you see in Lord of the Rings, and that's been said here before, but they step back and just let that sit. People don't care; they ignore it. But it's like kind of like Lord of the Rings. You see this, happy beings, very friendly, and then you see like this demonic being. That's kind of the realm that you're going into when you're ready. Well, then you understand it. Now, obviously, in Lord of the Rings, it's kind of a generic bad guy. There's more to it than that. But it's basically for you to, no longer be afraid of your fears. So not to say it's going to happen anytime soon, but you get more of an understanding of how this world works. And it's just it's all an adventure, you can say. Maybe not the most exciting adventure, because many humans aren't quite understanding what's happening here. Well, think of it as you have this book of knowledge and you try to open it up, but others are closing it. So you're trying to get more knowledge and others are shutting it fast because they're just not ready, or you have other beings that don't want you to connect to it. There's a little bit of a combination of both. But if you keep being persistent, you'll find what this is all about.